Hello.
Oh, hi. I guess I have to do this, right? This is me. This is the one I do. Hi, welcome to GutPunchRP. We are a tabletop role-playing game stream channel. Well, just RPGs, but mostly of the tabletop variety, focused on inclusivity and charity. Speaking of charity, we are, as of right now, launching our new charity. We're raising money for Transgender Law Center. They're a super awesome intersectional charitable organization, and part of the reason we chose them is one of their taglines is that all lives can't matter until Black trans lives matter. So they're super intersectional. So we thought they would be an amazing charity to do for this quarter. So every dollar that you donate will enter you into a raffle to win some plushies that we have. I will be tweeting out in just a second the plushies that you can get, but it is a wyvern tentacle kitty from Kickstarter. It's a Kickstarter exclusive. You're benefiting from my Kickstarter addiction, as well as an owlbear that is very similar to this guy, but he's brown instead of the snowy one.
Hold on.
Okay. They're in packages, so they'll be like clean and stuff, and that's why I'm not showing the actual things on this. But there will be on our Twitter, there will be pictures of one of those little guys. So every dollar that you donate will enter you into a chance to win those. I'll probably throw in some dice. I think we may also have some dice bags from Dungeons Gate. So speaking of Dungeons Gate, they're one of our sponsors. You can use the code GutPunchRP, which is our channel. Wow. In order to save yourself on checkout from their virtual storefront. That excludes already clearanced items, charity, new things, other things. I'm completely off script, so I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I needed to say. I don't think there was. Who knows? We're winging it. Let's go ahead and jump into a recap. Our adventurers traverse the land, headed towards Archabreck, seeking Gregor, the man or beast responsible for cursing Scotty's sister, Civ, to sleep until the curse is broken. They're about a day's journey away from Archabreck when our party encounters a new friend. Maybe. Hanail. Hanail's none other than Shear's, one of Shear's 13, 12, I don't know. They have a lot of siblings. I should probably have the countdown, but I know it's a lot. Our group gets together and admits their interrogation of this new person was attacked by some of Gregor's hounds. Dispatching of most of the Fey-ridden wolves, our group entered Hanail's magical temple. Well, they entered the magical temple after a divine intervention because Scotty is part celestial. Eventually they complete a long rest. Oh, but also there's a whole conversation where Hanail basically reveals that she has an imaginary girlfriend, but Sheer wasn't in the room to hear about that. So, yeah. Because she went off on her own, acting all haughty. But yeah, I believe that, dear adventurers, is where we find you all. As you're waking up in the morning, is there anything that you would like to do before you set off?
Gonna go ahead and mark down that long rest first off.
Ooh,
Yeah, we're not at 100%. Whoopsie daisy.
Scotty's gonna go to the altar of Saloon and leave a couple coins, leave some meat in a bowl, a couple jerky because she's a Viking and she's classy, and just be like, thank you for letting us stay in your temple. If it's not too much trouble, could you somehow figure out a way to get a message to my mom and let her know I'm not dead after 20 years? That'd be great. But otherwise, thank you so much. And she'll quick little bow and grab her bags and get ready to leave.
Hanail does a whole... I might get up early to do this, but there's like a good hour and 30-minute prayer process of just like going everywhere, smearing oil in certain places, chanting in certain places, praying in front of the altar, all that.
At some point, Sheer just stomps unnecessarily loudly past you.
Good morning.
To you as well, dear sister. Already, like, out the door.
And yes, I would like to just, you know, do my general prayers for like the strength to live in the landscape that we live in. And at the very end, I will pray that I don't kill my sister that I haven't seen in so long, because, you know, she grates on my nerves, and I don't know why we had to add another trial on top of all of this. All right, thank you. And then I'll gather my things and exit the temple, which is likely going to fade away from existence pretty soon. Yeah. Like right abouts as we leave it is when the duration of the spell is going to run out.
All right. How you doing, Annabelle?
I mean, she's not doing great, but what else is new? She's definitely up early though, in terms of like how she's starting her day, but that's also normal. I think she doesn't spend any time praying or anything. Probably just like finds a quieter spot with like by a window to outside, kind of tending to her weaponry until everybody else is ready to go.
All right. One by one, you've exited the temple and the temple disappears. In the light of day, this wooded area is not unpleasant, but you feel like you're being watched. There's something almost always out of the corner of your eye that it feels like you're being followed, feels like you're being watched.
With the kind of like something out of the corner of your eye feeling, is it anything at all like the other similar things that we've noticed before, like the house in the woods, like other creatures that we've encountered?
It's not entirely unlike it, but it is a different feeling. It is more that it's almost the I swear that hawk was just like looking at me, or like it was following me, and it's more just the general unease that did that tree branch move and follow along? No, it absolutely did not do that. Or did it?
Right? Okay. Be on high alert then, I imagine, as we're going.
And I would say that, Hanail, you would be familiar with this feeling that the closer you get to Archabreck, the more you feel like there are just constantly eyes on you.
It's my favorite part of walking through this forest now.
Creepiness.
Yes, it will only get worse as we get closer, but what can you do, right?
Lovely.
I mean, is there a point where we have to start hiding?
Oh,
Or do we
well,
just-
I mean, if you want to be technical, we should be hiding the entire way there, but
Hmm.
the fact that he knows we're here and our path hasn't been impeded yet means for whatever reason he probably doesn't care at the moment. Maybe he's busy.
Or just wants us close enough to completely surround us and then murder us with all of the wolves.
Yep.
That's another option.
Sounds
Also,
perfect.
another option.
Could I
And
get-
I'll just keeps walking.
Could I get your marching order?
I got a pass perception of 31, so I'm gonna be in the front.
Oh.
If
And with my
Hanail's-
passive of 28, I'll stick to the back to watch the rear.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll go after Scotty.
Scotty was gonna go last, so I guess Scotty's after Hanail.
Played.
Tanks in the front. Let's go. Scotty's just
Uh-oh.
clink, clink, clank, 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 clank.
It's been written down, I
Scotty,
don't
we've
like
worked
it.
on this.
I'm trying. Can you say I'm a little bit quieter than before?
I... Yeah, you are, and that's kind of that's the difficult part
She tries to like
for me in my soul.
go stealthier, but it just makes like when you open a bag of chips and it just makes the noise longer.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
So you travel for about half a day's journey, and then as you start to crest the hill, you can see in the distance the town stronghold. You notice that the walls are heavy stone construction and almost ominous and foreboding as you head towards it. It's as if there is a perpetual gray sky surrounding the town.
Fun. Neat.
Could I get one of you to roll me a d20?
I'll do it. Fireball centered on self. That'll be a natural one.
Of course.
That bodes well.
Of course.
Good
No
start.
regrets.
All right, go to everyone to roll 20 real quick.
Everyone go to roll 20 now.
You fight flumps.
Not again.
You as you're walking and still have about half a day's journey left, lightning cracks across the sky as it opens up.
That wasn't me.
And a cold, heavy rain begins to descend upon you all.
Lovely.
Hanail looks visibly relaxed.
Sky looks visibly like a wet dog.
Yeah. Pulls up all of the hoods and trudges.
Annabelle's not quite thriving, but like it's not bothering her too much. She's kind of used to it.
Yeah. Hanail looks like one of those persons in like an action movie where it's like, oh, rain's coming down, and somehow they got hotter. Like I don't really know.
Love this for her.
Hair toss.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. But other than that, it just becomes a grueling half a day because the rain does not let up. As you get closer to Archabreck, you notice that there is a large stone wall that seems to surround the town proper. Most of the shops inside are, or most of just inside the gate, there's a handful of shops. You do see a large inn that has a sign with a wolf on it, and it's the Wolfsbane Inn. You notice that at the on a hill in the center of the town is what looks to be a fortress, which you would know that is where Gregor usually is holed up. There are guards on duty, but at the gate they recognize you, Hanail. Just kind of stare you down but allow you to pass.
So just like everything about this just feels like a trap and we're just gonna walk in.
That is the current plan.
If we're aware of its everything, then that'll at least help us to get out, hopefully.
Or take us
Yes,
directly
that
to him
is
without
the-
less work.
I don't know that it's the worst plan we've ever come up with, but I don't know that it's the best.
We've certainly had worse.
Oh, it's sad that this one is middling since we just meandered in here.
Yeah.
Yes, fighting from below has gotten exhausting. As the years go on, you sort of just accept it after a certain point. Everything will go to shit and be the worst possible outcome, so just plan on it. Then you're not surprised. Or disappointed. Whichever.
Love the optimism.
Morale is real good, real good.
Oh, I'm the chipper one from the refugees, so
Well,
get comfortable.
That's saying something, yeah.
Yes.
You're a right ray of sunshine.
Is that a pun? Because God, saloon, sunshine.
I mean, I guess you could take it that way. I just meant that you're sour as all get out, but... And you're saying that you're cheerful. But if you want me to keep dissecting that remark, I can keep going.
No, it's
Make it
it's
even funnier.
fine. I think I prefer the sullen silence. Thank you.
Alright.
So are we just walking into this tavern or just right up to the castle?
Hanail, you would know that that castle is heavily fortified and that there has been many attempts to go right up to that castle that has resulted in a lot of deaths of some folks you know, some folks you don't.
We tried the knock on the front door approach, and the Grey Guard weren't exactly too fond of it. So I figure get a drink, maybe introduce you to some of my friends. Not that you already know Halsey, but introduce you to the rest of whom I know, and go from there. And I'll open the door to the tavern.
All right. As soon as you walk into the Wolfsbane Inn, you It's a large, kind of open floor planned bar or tavern. There's lots of tables. There is a kind of a large wood fire stove in the center, as well as like the bar kind of in the center. And then there are some staircases that go up that have rooms up on the second floor. Lots of like heavy wooden columns throughout the main tavern area. You notice at the bar there is a fairly androgynous individual who has a completely shaved head. They are rather tall and lanky, standing at around 7 feet. If you look at them, you're almost struck by how captivating they are. They have dark eyes that are almost just like completely black, and have similar facial markings as you would expect to see from a Goliath, but this individual does not seem to be of giant origin. There's an almost dance-like quality to their movement, the way they hold their posture, the way they move and grab drinks and cook. It's almost like they're doing an elaborate dance. And Hanail, you would know that their name is, let me grab it, Nilvesi.
Thought at first you were describing someone else, and then you were like, very tall, and I was like, oh. Yeah, I will walk up to Nilvesi and say, still alive, huh?
Well, yes, but it does help now that I've got the inn fully warded. And you would notice that there appears to be wards all throughout the tavern. That anybody who wants to can make me an Arcana check here.
Sure, why not?
Can Sky do a Viking check just to see if anything is Valkyrian?
You can, but I'll go ahead and tell you it's not Valkyrian.
Okay, that was a natural 20, so she's really positive it's not Valkyrian.
It's definitely not that.
I got an 11.
23?
23. You would recognize that a lot of these wards have an anti-magic to them. So almost as if there is an anti-magic field, but it is present in the inn completely.
Shira would try and like prestidigitate some mud off of her boot to see if it also affected magic inside.
Yeah, it has no effect.
Okay.
I will take a seat and say, these are... This is my sister Shira and her friends. That one's Skadi and that one is Annabelle.
I'm Nilvesi, and I would normally say that friends of Hanail's are welcome, but she didn't introduce you as a friend, so...
They're fine.
Okay, that's accurate. Yeah.
That's, I mean, typical.
Scotty looks
Looking
visibly crushed.
Hurting Scotty's feelings like that, I can't believe it. So this is also like, there's no gray guards in here or people that look.
There would not be any gray guards in here. There are, I will say that there's all sorts of like town folk who most of the town folk look fairly solemn. But there is a group of individuals that seem like they can handle their shit in the corner. So you see a human male who appears to be under a heavy cloak. There is a tabaxi that has brown tabby features. And a tiefling that has purple skin, but then like around the hairline, almost like trill marks in a navy blue pattern. So for those Star Trek, just like little dots around that go down their neck and have kind of like a slate gray hair with horns that are fairly similar to like a ram's pattern of horn.
Do I notice if Prax has their crossbow?
It's kind of sitting beside them, like they could quickly access it.
Gotcha. All right. I am starving, so I'm going to order the soup. I think it's pretty good.
Best in the land.
It's been a while, but wasn't this? Correct me if I'm wrong. Gregor's pub at some point? Didn't he hang out here?
And
20 years ago?
Nilvesi kind of heavy sighs. No, it was never his pub. But yes, he did try to take up residence here and use this as a location for him to stage his coup.
And he moved out willingly because there was the castle, or did you all manage to extract him?
Well, once he took over, okay, we want a history lesson, kind of like leans over onto the side of the bar.
It's
So
a long story. We missed a lot. It's yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, roughly, probably about 18 years ago, Archabreck was ruled by a council of elected officials. And Gregor built up his followers and eventually overthrew the government. And ever since then, he has named himself regent of the area and has occupied that fortress. Which Archabreck wasn't always a, democratic society. We have had a monarchy before that, which is hence the fortress and the little town. But there was an overthrow of the government then, and then we went with elected officials. It was a good time for a little while, but then, militant dictator.
Yep. Yeah. I was just checking because, like, I said, it's been a few years and we're just catching up on a lot of stuff.
Been a few years?
I travel between planes, fucking with time, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend the 9 Hells.
Haven't
you're
tried
gonna-
that one.
Go through.
No, we'll avoid all of them from here on out, I do think.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh, are you planning to stay put, sister? No more extra planar travels for a bit.
Fear just sighs in a way that, like, only a family member can at the thing that you just said to them. Is the fortress, it has never been breached in the time that it's existed? I just go back to talking to the cook.
Mhm. There's been a few attempts. I mean, if you would like to know about one of them, I'm sure. Hit my names, quit closing my book. I'm sure Ryderson over there would love to tell you about how he lost his arm.
Yeah, Hanail visibly winces when she says his name, and it's just like,
Does her eyes
Was-
like go across somewhere, or does she, or do they kind of like where are we looking?
So the barkeep gestured to the back corner and where the 3 individuals and the human male in the heavy coat.
Okay.
Or heavy
Scotty
cloak.
blatantly looks at exactly where they are pointing. Like just instinct, no decorum whatsoever.
I was more looking for, like, an example of maybe a historical, successful attempt. But
Can't
I-
offer what doesn't exist.
I was going to
that's
say,
more
don't
what I
think
was
it's
asking. Yeah.
happened.
Maybe we like drop in from. I'm not gonna ask the man about his arm. I feel like the story might be known by someone else, and I just raised an eyebrow at Hanail. This is going to be a smooth journey we're on.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I mean, okay, are we planning a break-in? Is that what we're doing, or are we just hanging out?
Right now, we're going to have soup, and you're going to sit down and relax. He has been running this town with an iron fist for 20 years, and I promise you we've been trying to figure something out. Just give it a second, Sheer.
I never saw it before, but like the whole younger sibling, older sibling is just clear as day right now.
Yes,
Just
well,
imagine like 11 more of them.
God. More than enough, yes.
Mm-hmm. Just very huffily sits down. Do you have wine in this establishment, or is it like a...
Red or white?
Oh, red, please.
I'll, as they're going to get the wine, can I gesture to Prax and the other 2 to, like, come over? Because I want to introduce them.
Absolutely, because you know that, like, and Annabelle, you would know that they have been watching you all.
Oh, yeah.
You, yeah, like they clocked you as soon as you came in and have been watching you. So
Kind of
they,
figure the whole bar has been watching us, honestly.
they rather noisily get up. Lots of sounds of like wooden chairs scraping against wooden floor and grabbing their steel or metal pint glasses, heading over. The tabaxi grabs the bread that's on the table and like takes a bite out of it and is walking over to you all. They, each of them, now that you notice, or as they get up, kind of the other two who were not wearing cloaks put on a cloak that looks very similar to the man's. They're heavy and dark cloaks. And Annabelle, you'll pick up on this with your passive perception too. There is, and you have experience with cloaks that tend to be not what they appear to be. While these cloaks are mainly black, there are parts of them that can be changed to show red on the underside of the cloak.
Okay.
And they're walking. The tiefling has a crossbow, kind of almost like gunslinger style on their hip. And the tabaxi has like just a bunch of daggers, like a kind of like a why am I blanking on
Bandolier?
Bandolier. I was about to say a bolero, and I'm like, that is not the word. A bandolier of daggers. And the human male just has the, like, his one hand has this massive metal gauntlet on it. And they sidle up.
It's good to see the three of you. This is my sister Sheer, and this is Scotty. This is Annabelle. This is Ryderson, as Nivelius has said. The Tabaxi fellow is Mystic Rose, and this is Prax, who carries the world's greatest crossbow, Devosa.
Kind of pats it on the side.
Had my ass saved more than a handful of times by this one's dead eye.
I feel like the same could be said for you saving me, so
Who's counting?
clearly you are.
Oh, yes.
The tabaxi is like, you brought us friends?
I brought travelers that are interested in fighting Gregor. Close enough?
How stingy, sister.
Visibly deflates again.
Look what you're doing to poor Scotty.
Honestly.
Yes, yes. Sorry, when you spend so much time among enemies, friends tend to be a more specific term. Gregor has an annoying amount of spies and just people on his team.
With a heavy sigh, Ryderson is... It seems like it keeps getting worse.
Can you blame them? I mean, join the winning side, right? We'll figure something out. It's just a long road getting there.
Prax begins looking at the three newcomers. Can we trust them?
Yes. That much I can assure you.
We go. at least some sort of endorsement.
If it helps, we really want to kill Gregor. Like, that's top priority.
We've kind of been working on that for a while now.
He was extremely hard to find.
He's been here for the past 20 years.
Harder to find when you're out of
Um,
time.
Yeah.
Like, literally not a clock winding down, but we were not on the same timeline as you were, so...
He would have
Or
been
the same
so much
plane of
easier to
existence,
find if he was
so-
trying to take over a town. Made our search so much easier.
But we're here now to help you kill him, which you seem to need some help with.
Putting it lightly.
Well, before we can even do that,
Ugh.
Miss Prax, we have a problem.
Of course.
Another one.
Starting to think that's my middle name or something. People say it to me so often.
Gregoria was captured.
When?
While you were away.
Shit.
She went off on her own.
As if that's surprising.
They've
Who's
got her at the
Gregoria?
barracks.
Barracks. Have you... I'm assuming Halsey knows about this.
She does.
And I'll
Want to
sort
fill us
of...
in a little bit, actually? Who's this person?
We'll sparse on context clues.
Yeah.
She's a ranger, half-elf, younger woman, probably a little bit younger than Prax, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly how old she is, but she's independent in a way that I relate to, but wish she could control. By the way, with her on the barracks, we have lost a very quiet pair of feet and an attentive pair of ears, so it's not exactly a good
Well, you gained one
situation.
too.
Mm-hmm. New friends and all.
Oh, hey, we broke Sheer out of jail.
You're in
You
jail?
did do that.
I was
You
yes
were
in
in prison.
vampire jail. Like
Oh, so you weren't in actual jail.
I
There were bars involved.
like
Lots of
bars and
cages.
magic and like a shitty
Guards.
little goblin. It was all
Lots of traps.
A
a
bizarre
boulder.
magical labyrinth kind of thing too. It was with doors
I-
to the fuck knows where.
I'm just trying to conceptualize you committing a crime, and I can't. It just doesn't make sense in my
Arson.
head.
I might
Arson.
be about to commit a crime.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just eyes narrow.
Well, the fortress has never been broken into,
That's a challenge.
but
The
we've
barracks.
gotten
The barracks are
weapons.
separate from the fortress.
weapons out of the barracks before. How about we put you three through a bit of a stress test?
I like that idea.
Is this stress test just rescuing your little captured friend?
Yes. You want to make friends? This is a good way to get on people's good side.
I mean, killing Gregor seems like an even better way.
Well, if you can pull that off, you'll be more than friends. You'll be heroes.
Having more people on our side will help though. We can handle this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Means to an end. Share.
I'm here. We're doing it. I am absolutely excited to show our usefulness and friendshipness.
You said it in such a friendly tone. I completely believe it.
I am. Oh fuck! Yeah, we'll do it though. I'm just. It's been a long time. I'm trying to get this shit going.
All right. Tell Nivelisa to keep the soup warm.
I mean, we have time for soup if you're gonna complain the whole time, though.
Oh, good, because I am starving.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's freezing out there with all that too. Soup is fantastic.
Also, you may want to formulate a plan. Not
Yeah.
just
Like,
That's
okay.
usually
Yeah, I
what we go
mean-
wrong is we try making a plan and then things go sideways. Really, just us barging in tends to have the best results. But we can try, yeah. we'll
Wait,
try
I
it your
mean,
way.
Okay, if we're trying to break in somewhere, then yes, we need a plan. Yeah.
Well, is it like an indoor? Like, is she in a prison, or are we talking like a cage surrounded by tents, sort of thing?
Yeah, what can you tell us about all of
I
that?
believe the barracks, correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, but the barracks would have like a holding cell for, derelict, like escapees or like runaway people, prisoners, things like that.
So Hanail will know that yes, there is a underground prison of sorts,
Secret tunnel.
but that
It's
the
gonna-
people that go there do not come back.
I won't mention that part. That's just a little detail tidbit for me. We don't. No, we don't.
So
need
there's
to
not a
talk
lot
about
of
that out
details
loud.
about the prison other than it does. People know that it exists.
Yes. I
Uh,
do still think we should talk to Halsey before we do this as well.
It was
Just
good
I
to see
haven't.
her again.
I keep forgetting that you all know her. It's weird.
Well, Cher and I know her better than Scotty does.
I just met her in passing as she raced out the door. We exchanged a very awkward hello.
Yes, it's like
Like
my
that.
younger sister
That was a good
knowing one of my work friends. It's weird.
I
Can
mean,
we?
she was my work friend first. I would
Well,
like to just point out.
Yeah.
That is true. That's true.
Would you know if the underground prison will have more of those? And Scotty kind of points to all the wards. Right? Did Sheer tell us? Never mind. Sheer didn't tell us. Never mind. Scratch that.
But you guys can see them, like they're visible, right?
Scotty rolled shit.
So she just saw them but didn't comprehend what they were.
They
to
weren't
ask the
Viking.
question.
Oh, nice artwork.
Huh, cool. Rustic.
It's not lightning and
Um,
it's not Thor. Don't care.
Is it still storming outside?
It's starting to dissipate.
Damn. I'll look out the window wistfully and say, it's going away already.
Fan of storms?
Absolute weirdo.
I've always loved thunderstorms since I was a young child, when even my older sisters would run scared to our parents. I always thought it was, I don't know, invigorating. I think it's a very interesting display of Saloon's light. Bright, sudden flashes in the middle of darkness. I don't know, it always felt comforting to me.
You have a very different perspective on that than the one I'm familiar with.
Me and Saloon have a different relationship than most. So that does not surprise me.
No, just the storm thing. Storms are death, at least out on the ocean. So I don't know. It's,
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Or Thor is partying nearby.
Yeah, that too.
At least that's on Valkyr. But I like your interpretation. That's probably makes more sense than Thor partying nearby.
I mean, I think when it comes to the gods, no interpretation is exactly wrong. I've had people think that I knew of, storm gods of various pantheons, and I get a few crooked looks when I say I worship a goddess of the sun, but
The door to the tavern opens. A group of 3 well-armed individuals wearing gray cloaks, heavily armored, walk in. At the center of the 3, there is a earth genasi, skin that almost has like this bark feature to them, and you would recognize this character as Zinlir. Striding forward, the 3 of them walk right up to your table. Do we need to break up this gathering? I would
No.
hate to think that there was an unlawful gathering happening in here.
nothing unlawful about enjoying the soup, I believe. Unless the regent has recently installed some laws that I'm unaware of in my absence.
Oh, just the normal, no plotting and scheming treason.
Well, don't believe anyone here would want to go against his regency. He's so well loved by the people.
And they stare at you. You 3 are new.
Yes, we are new, but just passing through, trying to get to clearer skies.
We just thought we'd visit her sister while we were passing through, visiting family.
Sister. Interesting.
Kind of like just like pat Shear's shoulder for that one.
Can't you see the resemblance?
Different mother or different father?
Is there something we can help you with, Mr. Hackleton?
No, I'm just doing my normal patrols. You wouldn't know anything about a group of individuals who were wandering the forest and maybe attacked some of the Grey Guard, would you?
That sounds absolutely terrible. Prax, did we see anything like that last night? I know that you and I were up here playing cards all night. I hadn't
Yeah.
heard a word of that.
Haven't heard a word of that either.
A shame.
Funny, a witness said something about a tall woman with quite a bit of hair, 2 elves, and a halfling.
Well, it must have been something else, because I'm obviously not an elf.
Yeah, must have been just an odd coincidence.
Lots
you'd
of
stumble
people, I'm
upon
sure,
us.
wander the woods.
He turns to you, Scotty.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You definitely don't seem like you're from around here.
Scotty drops her spoon.
Of course not. We just said we were traveling through. Never been here before.
It's an interesting accent you have.
Never heard Valkyrian before?
Ah. Terribly sorry to trouble you all. I'm sure I'll run into you again. With that, turns on his heel and exits.
I don't know what I said, but I think it was wrong, whatever I said.
I think that maybe they knew where you were from and were looking to confirm it and are going to go tattle to their boss that you are knocking at their door.
And they knew that it was us too.
I mean, we could just
Confirming
go.
that.
We could just go kill them real quick.
If we get their cloaks, it'd be a lot easier to get into the barracks. I'm just saying.
Is the
I thought
is
that
the
it was on-
bloodthirst? Is that a part of your affliction, Sheer? I think that's the third time that you've recommended just murdering someone out of our way.
I mean, has it all been bad guys though? Because I'm not seeing the problem really. It's been we've been through a lot, and these guys are dicks.
Yeah, that's the point.
I would like to. I don't want to. I want to do it under the counter because I'm in front of people who know me as a badass, so I don't want to be too soft. But I do want to grab Sheer's hand under the counter, and with like a very genuine smile, she'll just say, "I did miss you. You know that, right?"
Just like very bratty little sister like pulls her hand away. It's like, well, I missed you too. Just goes back to like drinking her stuff, which she has taken her cup of wine and poured it into her tankard of plenty, so now it's literal blood wine.
Wonderful.
Could I get a sleight of hand check, Hanail?
God.
Uh-oh.
God, it's a fucking 9.
Even Scotty sees that.
She jokes, but my
Uh,
perception is shit.
Yeah, the Mystic Rose definitely clocks it.
I will eat my soup. Slightly embarrassed. All right. Should we go see the old lady?
Yeah, she's upstairs. Usual spot.
I'll get up and sort of straighten myself out before heading towards the stairs. If you all are ready to talk to her.
Yeah, yeah. I'll grab my drink. Bring that with me.
Lead the way.
Right. You head up the stairs. And that's where we're going to take our break.
What? No.
Hey.
It was the old lady.
I want to say hi to Halsey.
Does she
I
have
know.
Good stuff.
I
Did she
have to
get
go
her
like
back?
I have to go review a couple of things. I forgot about Halsey in my prep.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
You should have just let us march right in there then. All this caution.
Just throw it to the wind. Who needs caution?
Yeah, now you gotta
Yeah.
do Halsey.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right.
You
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah.
I mean, I'll just cut if you want to go. I
Machine.
figured you had more to say.
No. All right. So we're going to take a quick break. For those of you who are watching us on Twitch, we'll be back in just a few minutes. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, you'll see us in a couple of days. Yeah, donate to the Transgender Law Center. ! Donate. ! Charity, all that fun stuff. So we'll catch you in a couple of minutes or in a couple of days.